Welcome back to the Stone and Steel RPG, the Votann RP that makes your knees weak. We got, joining us today, we got Echo 8, Omega 8, how's it going?
Hey.
And then I confused your guys' name. We also got Echo, what's good?
How's it going, everybody?
And finally, we got Call Name 11.
Welcome to another glorious day in the Imperium.
Another glorious day, another story to wreck and derail. Excellent. Unfortunately, our Votann Stormfist, what's his fucking name?
Steelfist.
I don't have it pulled up. Steelfist, he's not here, but that's fine. We got us three boys, and we're going to be running the RPG. We're going to be picking up right where we left off. So I'll give you a little rundown what happened last time. There was a massive explosion that somebody created. Not to point fingers, but they are being pointed. And you scatter across the spaceport as you run away from the man you just assassinated. You guys kind of get separated in the chaos, and you guys all make your way back to the Votann ship and regroup there. There you learn more and inform the captain of kind of what happened and transpired, and he tells you to go deal with the rogue trader one more time, because it was the rogue trader who told you to go secretly assassinate that guy, which there is nothing secret about what you guys did. So then you had to sneak your way
secretly.
Then you guys had to go back to the rogue trader to, give him the body or whatever, and he was not too pleased. There's some negotiations, some threats, and at the end of it, he basically said, you guys messed up, but we can still make a deal. If you steal the ship that the guy you assassinated was supposed to bring him, then all things can be considered equal. He was not too happy because now the whole spaceport is kind of looking for what caused this massive intrusion or explosion. And yeah, where we're going to pick up is you guys are all on the ship, and it's the next day, and you've been told to go down to the you just leave your ship, and outside there is going to be one of the rogue trader's henchmen who is going to join you. That rogue trader also gave you a couple items. He gave you a jammer, and he said, you can go bring this to the comms tower, and if you plant it outside the comms tower, it's going to jam the signal. He also gave you a driving/coordination key that if you plug into the ship that you're going to steal, it will then kind of hack it and fly it off to where it needs to go. And the final thing he gave you was, that henchman who's going to help you. So you guys all make your way off the ship, and the first thing that you guys see is a large figure of imposing size. His proportions are almost disproportionate, where his head looks almost tiny and his arms are really big. Somebody could roll a knowledge test if you wanted.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
I'd also like to use my... Let's have a look. I'd also like to use my knowledge, if I could use that, and my search.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So you rolled a 2 plus your 1, so you ended up getting a 3. And yeah, you were able to tell that this is a abhuman Ogren, and you know a couple things about them. They're usually slower, intelligence-wise, than most people. But they have brute strength, and they are just known for being kind of violent but dumb, really a muscle man henchman. So yeah, you see him at the bottom, and he sees the three of you approaching, and he gives you a grunt. Ugh! The rogue trader sent me. Are you the guys that need a hand?
Well, yes.
Well, I will follow you and do what you tell me. And with that, he kind of crosses his arm and just stands around.
Well, if you do a great job, I have some stickers for you.
I don't know what those are.
Well, they are things they are like medals. You can put them on your gear as a sign of appreciation.
Oh, okay. So, what's your guys' plan? The trader told me we need to steal a ship.
Well, if I may, can we first visit the Corsair ship we were told about by the rogue trader? Maybe we'll be able to hire their services?
You guys are in charge? I'm just here to follow. Is that where you guys want to go first?
I believe this to be the most logical course of action. I trust Urko's decision.
All right. So the crew has decided you're going to go make your way to the Corsair spot. As you're traveling through the spaceport, you still see signs of Skitarii security forces kind of looking around. They've stopped doing checks now, like they're not pulling anyone over, but you can definitely see there was more of them standing around than there were when you first got on the spaceport. It doesn't take you too long to go to the docking port where the Corsair ship is, and as you're walking like up to the port, you can see many different windows that lead out into space itself, and out of one of those windows you're actually able to see the Corsair ship. It's smooth and sleek, but it's not as big as you thought it would be. It doesn't look like it would hold very many people, maybe a crew of 10 people or so. Doesn't look like it has much going on to it, but it's a nice, sleek looking ship. You're able to find your way to the spaceport hole, and there are 2 Eldar standing outside of it. They look like they're security guards as well. They're wearing they're fully armored, their heads are helmeted, and they're wearing blue armor, and across their chest is a rifle. Call name 11.
I do not like those xenos, but I do have to say, they have style.
Echo.
I kind of like steel my nerves and just kind of like prepare myself and just like taking like a deep breath before walking up. Hello, friends. May we have an audience?
It's not very often that we see a fellow Eldar in these parts. What brings you here? Who do you want an audience with?
Just your crew. We may have a proposition that'll benefit us both.
Well, the captain is here. If you give me a minute, I can go and talk to him. Can I get a name from you?
I am Tavion Creel.
Cavion Creel, yes. Please wait here, and I'll tell the captain that he's needed. See if he wants to talk to you guys. And with that, one of the guardsmen leaves. The other one's just standing there. He hasn't moved or said anything yet. You wait in this kind of position for what seems like 5 minutes before the first guy comes back. The captain will meet with you. Please follow me, and I'll take you to his quarters. He takes you onto the ship, and once again, it's not a very big ship as you travel through the corridors. And he takes you to the command bridge. As you enter the bridge, there are lights and colors everywhere, but everything is very sleek and smooth. The panels glow and all that kind of fun stuff. And you can see on the far side of the room a captain. Echo.
Can I really quick try a perception test to see like what sub-faction they may be a part of?
Yep.
That's a 3.
And I do have a Eldar perceptiveness.
Yeah, so you definitely can tell it's just like Eldar Corsairs. They are not a part of any main one. This seems to be a very small Corsair fleet. Like you can even tell by the ship that it's not a very big outfit. So when you look at the captain, though, he has beautiful gold armor and a helmet plume of red. And across his back, he has a massive 2-handed power sword. And holstered on his hip is a cool pistol. And he's adorned with all types of trinkets and medallions and necklaces, just of Eldari variety. He turns around and greets you. Welcome to my ship. It's good to see you, a fellow Eldar. It's been, I can't even recall how long it's been since I've seen somebody else, and especially on an imperial ship. What can I do for you?
First of all, I just like kind of bow and I'm like, it is an honor to meet you.
You can skip with the formalities here. After all, we're not your typical formal Eldar.
Oh well, I have a proposition, along with my compatriots here, that might benefit us both.
Interesting. I'm always looking for another opportunity. Please share.
Well, it is a long story, but to summarize, we need your help in stealing a ship.
You can roll another perception test if you want.
A 6.
Oh, yeah. So you definitely noticed a twinkle in his eye and like his one eyebrow kind of raises as, he's clearly intrigued. Stealing a ship, why, that's what we do best. Normally, we do it in a violent manner, but what are you thinking? What ship needs to be taken and why?
I'm kind of like taken aback a little bit.
Omega 8?
Omega 8 will come forward and immediately begin describing the vessel in too much detail. This vessel appears to be of the Tempest class, known as a subcategory of an escort freighter. It is localized in the Van Qualis system.
Ah, I know the ship. It's docked here, is it not?
Correct.
Why do you need to steal this ship? Are you guys starting your own fleet?
Well, we have been tasked by a rogue trader. We have made a deal, and this is our end of the deal.
What is that rogue trader's name? I think I know who you're talking about, but I want to make sure who I'm getting tangled in before I make any deals.
As far as we could tell, their only name is the Trader.
Yes, I've heard of him. While I haven't done business with him, I heard he is an honorable man. Well, if he wants that ship taken, I think I might just be the guy to take it with you. What is your plan, and how do you think I can help you guys? And also, what is in it for me?
Well, first of all, I kind of just like look away for a second, look back. What's in it for you, per se? Well, as much as I... Never mind. You may have anything of value on the ship. All we need is the ship to be running and fully operational when we have it.
So you're trying to take it away from this port then, not claim it by any legal means?
It depends. Define legal.
Well, you could always buy such a ship or buy the captain off, or, you could hire the ship to take you somewhere and take the ship then. There's many ways to get a ship away from this spaceport without raising people's suspicion.
Omega 8 at this point will enter a private Vox. Will open a private Vox channel and say, "Why didn't we think of this in the first place?"
Well, I just think you make a great proposition here. And we would not call it stealing, more borrowing without a return date.
That wasn't over the private channel. That was to...
No, that was spoken.
Well, I think we can arrange something like that to happen, but I'm still waiting to hear what's in it for me. I'm happy to help a fellow Eldar out to start his own fleet, but I still need something in it for me.
I kind of just look at him a little suspiciously, just trying to like gauge him. I'm like, as I said previously, you may have anything of value on the ship. Money, gold, lives, per se. But all we need is the ship to be operational.
So anything I want. I think we have a deal. And with that, he raises his hand out to shake yours.
All right, I accept it.
We need to come up with a plan, though. We can't just walk up there and take it. Or we could. Maybe come to my quarters and we'll discuss privately. And with that, he'll kind of take you away from everyone else on the crew. And he'll bring you to his private quarters. And when you're there, he will leave the room for a hot minute and give you guys a minute to discuss a plan. He tells you he's just going to go grab some refreshments and tell his crew to get ready and some extra stuff like that. Call name 11.
Well, maybe I should not bring the grenades for this one. I would not want another incident with the rogue trader. I walk up to one of the guards and present him my weapons and grenades, and ask him to. Or is there no?
It's
guard?
just you guys in this private.
Yeah,
it's just you guys in this private room. The captain says he's just gone away for a hot minute too.
Yeah. I'll lay them all down on the table, and step away.
All right.
Omega 8 at this point will turn to the others and say, "I believe this Eldar captain was onto something when he stated that we could simply lure the vessel away from port. I will see if there is a local gas cluster or asteroid field that we could lure the ship to, and presumably the search parties would conclude that the missing ship had been lost into a storm. And then Omega 8 will then begin looking through local star charts, looking for gas clouds and asteroid fields."
All right. Echo?
I kind of smirk and I just like, always clever as always, Omega 8. But we might need a backup plan if things go tits up, one might say.
Well, I believe that I might be able to bring some heat.
Very good. I must warn you, my friends, Eldar are very emotional, and we must do everything in our power not to offend them. And I just kind of like stare at like 11.
Why are you staring at me for? I am a perfectly capable man dealing with emotions.
If I may interfere here, the bar incident would state otherwise.
All right. I will put down the weapons and the grenades and stay away from them.
Thank you, kind sir. Anyway, Omega 8, do you have any other plans that might help us if things go wrong?
Apart from blowing up another section of the space station to create a distraction, I do not believe so.
Well, I believe that this is the best option to hire the ship to take us somewhere and then make them disappear. If we launch a surprising attack, we will have more than enough effective surprise to take them, especially with the help of the Eldar.
That is very
Indeed.
good. Omega 8, can you get contact with the Votann ship?
I will attempt my best, and then I will patch through to the vessel, to the Votann vessel, and explain our plan.
Doesn't take very long, and the captain comes in on the call, and you guys explain your plan to him. Yes, I really like that plan. That sounds good. It sounds like we won't even raise any suspicion, and if somehow you can pin it on those dastardly Eldar, even better. I don't want this coming back to me. I would like to come back to this spaceport.
Confirmed. However, I would still have to delete our entries into the data banks, as there would probably still be a data reference to us actually having ordered ourselves to be transported by the ship.
Well,
However, this can be easily manipulated.
yeah, I believe so too. And with your technical ability, I'm sure that'll be no challenge for you. This sounds like a good plan. I think I know a place that we can lead them to ambush them. And he pulls up some star charts and sends off some coordinates to you. You match it up with the ones that you were kind of looking at Omega 8, and you kind of settle on the perfect spot to bring them to, where you're like, yes, this spot is about to, it's very hostile. Ships have been known to crash in there every now and again. And yeah, the plan is coming together. After that,
One final thing, Omega 8, can you contact the trader just to give him our coordinates?
Confirmed. And then I will do that.
yeah, so that's all good. Once again, the rogue trader's like, yes, excellent plan. We can lure him there and then take the ship there away from the spaceport. So you're going to hire him, get him to take you somewhere, and then we'll take the ship. You have my henchman, and that's all the help that I can offer you, but he is good in a fight. At that moment, the Eldar captain walks back in and he apologizes. Sorry for disappearing like that. I had somebody who urgently wanted to talk to me. There are many people who desire a captain's attention, but what is your plan on taking the ship?
Can I roll a perception check to see if I notice anything about the way he's talking?
Yeah.
Ah.
Rolled a 1. No, you do not notice anything specific about the way he was talking. Yeah, so you guys inform the Eldar of the plan of wanting to hire him and take the ship somewhere. And he says, well, it appears that we're going to need a way to pay him. It seems like you guys don't have any resources on you. Am I required then to front the cost of this as well?
Can I I'm gonna turn to Omega 8 and I'm gonna ask damn it, can you maybe ask Thurman Steelfist for a modicum amount of money?
I will attempt.
You attempt to
Patch through, yes.
You attempt to patch through, and all you get is static. His comm is down. You do know that the captain said he had a special task for him and that he would not be here to help you take it. But he said no more.
I believe he is still occupied with his current task, therefore we cannot reach him. However, if this is a standard Imperial transport vessel, I would suggest that we could simply pay afterwards, especially if I could disguise myself using my cloak.
Yes. Maybe one of you will be able to negotiate a deal like that, pay when you arrive. If not, I do have some resources that I can allot to meet the little bit he might want. After all, I will be getting that back once we take the ship. Call name 11.
Well, I believe that as a guardsman, it is very common to pay afterwards. I believe that if I might ask him, he would Most likely not see anything wrong with it.
Yes, I don't deal with your kind very often. Now, the only other question is, what are we transporting? Is it just us? Is it just warriors? Because I feel like if we all go on their ship and it's just us all armed and loaded and ready to take it over, we're going to have a problem on our hands.
Well, I have an idea. What if me and my compatriots plus the Ogrin all get on the transport? Then we have you and your warriors, the trader, and Thumb and Steelfist all come via your own ships. Then we can negotiate. Well, then we could handle the business on the bridge, of course, and then you lot could come and board and take whatever you want.
Yes, I think that will. So, what exactly do you need from me if I'm just. I feel like you won't be able to take that ship without us. Like, we're going to need a way to sneak some soldiers on inside somehow to help you take over the bridge. The three of you alone will not be able to take a ship of that size.
I believe that if we ask them for a troop transport, thus we are able to just sneak in some of your soldiers, we will be more than well equipped.
But I do not think that they are going to just let you put a bunch of Eldar warriors armed and loaded on their ship. Maybe we need to put them in some type of container, and it's not so much a personnel transport, it's more of a cargo transport.
We could disguise it as a prisoner transport. Maybe a ransom, perhaps?
Ooh, that is good. What do you think about this, Eldar?
I agree with you and Levin, but if I may, what if we had Omega 8 as a imperial warrior who is just on his merry way? He is stranded on he's stranded on the ship and he needs docking to a friendly planet. And while they're loading cargo of Eldar warriors, me and, well, of course they don't know the Eldar warriors are in the crates, but me and Levin here can be bodyguards. And maybe one of your warriors can be another bodyguard or something.
It appears we have two plans forming that could potentially work. One plan is you will use my men as prisoners, and when the moment arrives, we will bust free with all our gear and take the ship without them knowing. And plan two is more of a sneaky approach, where we put the men in crates, and once again, when the moment arrives, we take over the ship. I think it will be up to you guys to decide. He puts his hand up to his head and he gets another call. He's like, "Please, you must excuse me again. I need to take this. When I get back, we'll decide the course of action, and we should be able to carry it out right away." And with that, he quickly leaves the room.
I just kind of look to 11 and Omega 8 and I'd say, I'd like to bring up that even though prisoners may be a more reliable approach for having more bodies seen, no matter how superior the Eldar form is to mere humans, the problem remains the humans may have weapons, and there was also the dilemma of arming our newfound friends during this excursion on the ship.
Well, you must also realize that cargo will be checked and scanned. If they suddenly see full weaponized Eldar, it will not look so good on us.
I can easily arrange a separate situation. If we take them on board as prisoners, I can simply explain this as me capturing Eldar prisoners of war and sending them back to my Fort 12 for experiments. In addition to that, the Eldar weaponry could be claimed as the spoils of war for further study.
All of a sudden, I just immediately back down like, yes, Omega 8, that is a brilliant idea.
You guys plan this out a little bit more. It's really starting to solidify itself, and another couple minutes go past, and the Eldar captain, approaches the room again. I must apologize. Sorry, a captain is very busy. Have you guys decided how we're going to take this ship?
Confirmed.
And with that, you kind of tell him the plan that you just came up with Omega 8 captures a bunch of Eldar and their war gear, it's taking it back to his forge world for experimentation and dissection. The Eldar captain, he nods his head the whole time he's hearing it, and he's yes, this could really work. 11.
The only plot hole is Echo. If you are also an Eldar, would it not be weird to be his bodyguard as well?
I just kind of like reluctantly like look at Omega 8 just like for anything.
I believe that in fact there are many types of xenos servitors that are just within the boundaries of the Imperium. However, I suggest that since you have a communication device, that you would stay with the other Eldar in containment, and therefore be able to give him a signal when it is time to strike.
Yes, I think that is the way to do it. And now, as for the matter of getting the weapons on the ship, we do have a way to conceal them. We have this device that might just do the trick. If you put us in a container, they can scan the container, they can get us, but also I have this that can hide the equipment in the back room. So once we're there, all our gear will be right beside us and ready. I have 10 Eldari that we can put in that freight transport, and with Echo, that should be more than enough to be able to take over that ship. I know that ship. I've seen that ship before. There's not that many armed warriors on it.
Then that will be their undoing.
All right. So how do we commence this plan? We first have to gather up everyone, put them in the crates. Maybe you need to go speak to that captain and see if you can even arrange such a transport. And while you're doing that, I'll work out everything on my end.
Yes, I think that we will visit the captain and try to negotiate with him. And then we will call you back.
Echo, was it? Why don't you stay here with me for a minute? I could use your help picking through the pieces of what we need to do. The other two are probably better suited in dealing with this anyways.
I kind of look at Omega 8 just like for an answer.
Omega 8 will just sort of give a slight shrug as far as this Qatari can give a shrug.
And I look back, I'm like, my eyes are like a little brighter per se. And I just smile, I'm like, yes, I will stay here.
Good. All right, let's commence this plan. Make your way to the captain, head back here when you're ready, and we'll be all set for transport.
All right.
And with that, Omega 8 and Call Name 11 make their way to the ship that they're going to hire for transport. The Eldar captain, before you guys leave, he also gives you like a tablet that has, a list of some resources on it that you can barter with. There's some thrones on there. There's just some different ores and metals, some food and stuff, just a kind of basic list of different things that would probably be enough to negotiate this kind of situation. Echo remains on the ship with the Eldar. So we've split the party, and party 1 is Echo and party 2 is Omega 8 and 11. If you both want to roll a dice, the higher dice will play first.
All right. 4.
Okay, and then this one will be for Echo.
3.
3. All right, so we'll do the negotiation with the captain first. Another captain, another space captain. So you make your way through the spaceport. Once again, you're getting very good at navigating this spaceport. This is now the 10th time you've walked from one end of it to the other end of it. As you approach the other ship, there's security guards here, security guards there. You're easily able to find the dock manager who seems to be yelling at everyone with his clipboard. Get those on here. Take those off. No, you can't bring that here. He's just yelling all types of orders to servitors and getting everything going. He sees you approach. What are you doing on my deck?
Well, greetings. What a fine day in the Imperium, isn't it?
Yes, every day is a fine day in the Imperium. Why are you...
We have something of a proposition for you. We are looking for a transport to move some war prisoners.
Okay. What kind of prisoners? Do you have paperwork for these prisoners?
We have captured a squad of Eldari, and my superior would like to take it back to a forge world to inspect them and experiment.
He's going to give you a once up and down. And if you want to roll a dice for me, and then you roll against it, but I'll go first. And this is just going to be, 1. Yeah. So he's not kind of aware that there's anything going on. He's not able to pick up on anything strange. But you can roll a dice too. And if you roll a 1 as well. Maybe that'll change. No, you rolled a 6 at least. So he's like, yeah, no, we do those kind of deals all the time. By the throne, I hate Eldari. Every last one of them that we can capture and destroy is better for me. Yeah. Where do you need to go, and when do you need to go there by? At this point, you guys are able to work out all the back end details. You show him the list of logs of all the different resources you have available. He seems to think that's good enough. You set up the time of when everything needs to meet and all that kind of stuff. And everything seems to be working smoothly at this point. After this kind of little negotiation, you guys one day to just kind of relax and get everything in order, and you make your way back to the Votann ship.
Back on the ship, Megrate will continue work on the on the ever so important cloak, and we'll attempt to finish it.
When you're on the ship, you do get a call back from Steelfist, and I'm just going to take over his character for a hot second. And he kind of just is like, I've heard your plan. It sounds like a great plan. Perhaps we put everyone in the device that I've made, because he loves that device. I know he would want to put more people in that device. And maybe that's how we sneak all the people onto the ship, all the Eldar onto the ship, or some of their weapons, or whatever. Let's just put people in the device.
Well, this would have been a good idea. Unfortunately, we already have all the paperwork signed and finished.
Oh, okay. Well, if you need anything, I'll be tinkering in my room. And he hangs up abruptly. Let's jump to Echo now. When the other two leave the room, it's just you and the captain there. Instantly, you roll a perception test, actually.
All right.
That looks like a 6 plus 7. So, yeah, instantly you notice that his demeanor changes, almost like the energy in the room shifts. Something from like a light-hearted Eldar Corsair nature, craft worlder, to something more nefarious, a little more hostile. Not hostile towards you, but just different. Be honest. Why are you here? The captain says to you. I know that this is not the true reason why you're here. You guys could have taken this ship in any number of ways, but you chose to involve me and my crew.
I just smirk. I'm just like, is it so hard for an Eldar to want to miss his own kind?
I'm going to roll some dice here to see if your bluff goes through. All right, so for my bluff, I rolled a 1. So my perception, I mean. And for you, you rolled a 1 as well. Do you have anything in, like, bluff?
No, I do not.
You both stare kind of like you're just sizing each other up. Neither one of you is able to kind of make way of what's happening here. Well, I feel like I have somebody here that would want to see you. But I don't know if you want to see him.
My eyes kind of brighten up, and I'm like, if it's someone from one of the craft worlds, maybe Ayendin, it would be an honor to see them. I desperately miss my own kind, you see.
It is not. Never mind. Perhaps I was mistaken. Well, you're welcome to wander my ship for a while and talk to some of the crew, since you clearly miss your kind. I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to be hanging around Imperial citizens very much either. I do warn you not to go into a few of our rooms, so if the doors are locked, do not go in them. But feel free to talk to the crew. And he gets like kind of a look on his face, like still sizing you up, not quite sure if you're here, why he thinks you're here. You're dismissed.
My eyes kind of narrow, and I just like ask him, like, wait, you said you have someone I might want to meet. Who might he be?
Never mind. I misread the situation. I thought you knew somebody that I knew, and never mind. Mistaken identity.
My eyes kind of just darken.
You can roll like a perception test to see if you can tell that he's trying to lie, that he's lying to you.
Ooh.
You do believe that was a 1, so you definitely believe that he just had like a mistaken identity thing where he thought you might know somebody. He might have looked at something on your armor and associated it with something else, but you believe that he made a mistake for sure.
My eyes kind of just like brighten up again. I just like smile at him, like, thank you, sir, for doing this for us.
Yeah, anything to humble the Imperium a little bit and make some extra coin. Well, you're dismissed from my chamber. Like I said, feel free to talk to your own kin for a while. It must be nice. And we will see you on the next mission. I just got word that your crew has negotiated transport for us, and all that is working smooth. Tomorrow we will be ready to take that ship.
Can I just kind of like walk around like the crew, just like asking about like current affairs with Ayandin and like the Creole name maybe?
Yeah, you start asking about Ayandin. You don't hear much of anything in particular that's worthwhile. You hear about a couple battles that they were able to win recently. But as soon as you say the word Creole to one of the random shipmates, he clears his throat. He's like, maybe you should talk to the captain about. No, I've said too much. Never mind. And with that, he kind of walks away from you. You kind of wander the ship now, and everyone that you walk past is kind of giving you a cold shoulder. You feel like you go to kind of go talk to the next person, and they quickly go into a room or they dart down a hall type thing, which was a very different vibe when you were just asking about Ayandin.
Can I just kind of like roll a dice to like perceive if like any of these maybe Eldar might be perhaps Dark Eldar, or if any have like soul stones?
Sure. Yep. Ooh, yeah. So you rolled a 6 + 1. So yeah, as you're walking through the ship and as you're kind of looking for signs of the person you are looking for, perhaps the guy that you've seen, the drug dealer guy, or not, he wasn't a drug dealer, but that guy that you're trying to buy from. Yeah, you're able to see that one of the corridors as you walk past felt colder than most. Like there was just that cold energy to it. One of the rooms definitely had a vibe to it.
Do I feel any pleasure from walking around the ship?
No, everything seems perfectly normal except for that one room that you walked past. It just gave you a shiver. And you couldn't quite put your finger on it, but you know it wasn't quite right.
I kind of just get like a little suspicious, but like mind my manners, even though like my suspicions are high.
Okay. Do you want to do anything else on this ship? Like everyone you try to talk to basically has started to give you the cold shoulder.
Can I try talking to the captain again?
Yeah, you try. You go back to his quarters, and somebody comes out and is like, "The captain's very busy, very busy. He won't be here for you. He'll talk to you tomorrow."
After that, can I try to like contact Omega 8 through like a private Vox?
Yeah, so you contact him. The Vox flickers to life, and Omega 8's familiar voice comes to life.
Omega 8.
Greetings.
There is something of minor importance I should let you know, and promise you'll tell the rest of the crew.
You want me to promise you that I will tell this to the rest of the crew?
Well, it's involving xenos. I know how you are with them. But the crew here is acting a little shy.
Explain.
They know something about the name Creel.
His name. What does it mean?
Well, it is my last name. It is a long story, but I'll have you know it is associated with something very evil.
You do not wish to be associated with this name.
And this room, that is correct. But there was this one room I walked past. I just like try like changing the subject real quick. It's cold. It doesn't give me any pleasure like a normal Dark Eldar would for suffering and pain, but it's just psychic cold. Do you have any knowledge of this?
Can I roll a check for that?
Yep.
Can I use my... Would biologists work here if it's psionic in nature?
No, and especially since you are like Mechanicum, you're not super familiar with like that psychic cold feeling. However, you do feel like you have experienced it once in the last few days when you were dealing or were in that hallway looking for a way to poison the guy.
The last time I can recall that this event happened was due to when we were searching for poison. The Dark Elder in that corridor gave off a similar sense. It could be I have no other records of this in my history. If I had to take a guess, I would assume that something is very wrong.
Thank you for your knowledge, as always, Omega 8.
Get back safely.
All right. So the plan has been set. Everyone gets back to the ship, and you now have 1 day to wait. But all the pieces are in order. The Eldar captain, has assured you that all his Eldari are gonna be ready to go. The transport has been arranged and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, now you're just waiting. Is there anything you guys want to do on the Leagues of Votann ship before you kind of jump forward to the next scene?
Omega 8, finally having finished his his new cloak, we'll head over to Echo's chambers and knock on the door.
I just like rush to the door and just like swing it open, just my eyes like extremely bright. Omega 8, come in.
Greetings. I can only be here shortly. I must continue my studies. However, I noticed when you left the traders' quarters, you were out without your robe. I've decided, therefore, to create a replacement, and I will then hand in the robe.
I kind of like grab it slowly and just like look down at it. And I just like gaze at it, just like very, very affectionately. And then, like as an Eldar, like emotions them for like tenfold for the normal human. So you can almost like see like a little tear.
Omega 8, when you made this, was there any special properties that you would like to try to roll for to kind of incorporate?
I'll probably say
or is this more of like a sentimental?
Knowing that it's from knowing that he's from Myandin, and assuming that we got back to the ship on time to finish the cloak, I'd probably try and add some sort of a small caricature, like maybe like a single teardrop made out of like blue shot, like almost sapphire blue hairs.
The fucking hair
from some rare xenos species. To represent like sadness.
Okay.
And loss.
Okay. But it doesn't have like any like camouflage abilities, or it's not like anything like that. This is kind of more dress wear, like formal wear.
When you put it that way, it would using rare xenos has Omega 8 would probably like try to put at least some sort of function in it, being from the Mechanicum, and therefore these xenos have the ability to camouflage the wearer's thermals. So you know like thermal camouflage works.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how it works, but I can imagine.
Okay, yeah. So basically, it makes the thermal imaging useless.
Yeah. Okay, let's roll a dice to see if you're actually able to manage this feat. I got my dice roller up here, and you rolled a 5 plus, you have some tech use, so 6. So yeah, you definitely created exactly what you intended to do, this kind of very symbolic cape that also has thermal ID protection, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Thermal shielding.
Thermal shielding. Perfect. Yes. Okay. Echo seems very pleased with his gift.
Yeah, I throw it around my shoulders and I just like start doing like childish like circles with it.
Overwhelmed with joy.
At this point, Omega 8 will then just say, "I must now return to my quarters to further my studies and plan ahead just in case things turn south." And he will then make his way back to his quarters.
Hello, and welcome back. At this point in the episode, the download unfortunately stopped or got lost, or who knows what happened. But the moral of the story is we don't know the outcome of the story. Womp, womp, womp. Isn't that always the case? But would you like to hear more of this story? We're a couple episodes in now. Would you like to hear more of the adventure to the Ghost Forge, the quest to the Ghost Forge? Should we change it up to maybe another RPG story? Maybe we tell a story of a bunch of Chaos Space Marines. So reach out to us on Discord or through email or Instagram or Facebook, whatever way you want, and let us know what you're looking for in terms of what happens next.